Oh, oh,
Okay, no sound.
all right. You got sound now. All right.
Well,
So
did
let's
you have me muted or
I
something?
guess it was muted somehow. I know I thought I unmuted it, but so let's retake that from the top. None of that happened. Wes.
All right. Well, technical issues aside, welcome, friends. Welcome to Virtual Show, the Tonight Show, the Late Show, the only late night VR talk show, period, that I know of. I'm your host, Wes. With me, as always, my good friend Roots. Now, Roots, as they all know, as you know, we just talk about the games here. That's kind of our main focus on our channel is the games. Sunday, we talk about the gaming news. Wednesday, we talk about what we've been playing. And we got a little ambitious this week. We bit off kind of a big
Mm.
piece to chew, right? 4 games for the both of us to play and to have some kind of experience to share with everyone here tonight. We don't do that often, but I got to say, I'm glad we did this week. And the reason why, man, I can't complain about any of these titles, man. Spoiler alert, I had a blast this week.
I know. Actually, I had a blast myself. Actually, in one of these, I just got out of right before the show, and I was really impressed with a lot of things. Can't wait to talk about it. And thank Mash Daddy for providing me the experience to play it. So,
Oh yeah. We will certainly get to that. Plenty to say about that one. But before we do that, let's say hello to the troopers in chat who have been hanging out here probably for 10 minutes now. But I mean, these guys know the score, right? They know what's up. If I put 11:55, that means midnight. If I put midnight, that means 12:20. You know how we do, Roots.
I know. Well, you know what? I was even thinking. I thought that right before the show, and I was like, because I don't have anything going on, Wes. So when it's showtime, I mean, literally, I was like trying to fix my beard. I'm like little adjustments, right? Wes has got kids running around, wife. They're okay. Is everybody fed? Everybody needs to get into bed. I can only imagine trying to run this show when my kids were your kids' age, and it'd be a
Well,
pain in the butt.
well, my house is kind of a special place, Roots, because it's not Daddy, can I have food? Daddy, can I have water? It's Daddy, can you help me with my Minecraft account? Like I'm trying to play here. I can't hook up. It doesn't work in my room. Daddy, help. So yeah, I'm kind of daddy slash technical support around here, and you know what? I'm okay with my lot in life.
Yeah, I don't blame you. ET2K9 now. Thank you for the super chat. Says you know who else likes to bite off more than they can chew.
My
mom.
Dude,
Yeah,
less than 5 minutes in, dude, and we already got one in. Thank you, ET2K9 now for getting us off on the right foot here.
yeah, absolutely.
No, but man, it's been a good week, and I mean the games are getting better, right? I mean that's pretty much the bottom line that I'm taking away from all of this is that the games in general, not nothing specific, but the games in general are getting better. The bad ones are more few and far between now, aren't they?
Yeah, and it's funny because when we first started doing this, you couldn't avoid the bad ones. If you did, you weren't playing anything. Now it's like, okay, you can. There's games out there that just come out and you just never know whether they're good or bad. So wait. It's weird to wait on people, other people's reviews or thoughts. It's kind of like Crashland, which I'm sure we'll talk about that at some point in the near future. But just not even knowing about it and having so many people rave about it, seeing all these people talking about it in the reviews, then going into it myself and being like, the hell? Why was I not playing this game? There's so many different games out there that are just like that. It's easy to avoid those few and far between uh tech demos, I guess. They're starting to fade, West. It's like a bad dream. I'm waking up.
Yeah, just in time for the masses too, right? I mean, people are starting to get into VR now, just at the right time. I mean, don't get me wrong, I have no regrets about being an early adopter, but people have it so much easier now, right? They're getting in for very little money, and the games are awesome. I mean, there's an awesome library of games for people to pick from now. Could you imagine starting right now, having never played, Astrobots or Resident Evil 7 or Asgard's Wrath or Half-Life Alyx? I mean, I could go on for half an hour just naming games. Uh, could you imagine getting in now for like $300 and having all this shit to play?
It's crazy. It's especially on the Oculus Quest. I think I have like 70 or 80 titles, and there's just a lot of titles I don't even have that because I've got on other platforms. But it's what I was saying before. I think it was a few weeks ago that they waited. They waited to really push VR. At least Oculus did. They didn't really advertise until now. There's a reason, because the software's there. So like I said about YouTube channels that take that shortcut, and all of a sudden they get a spotlight on them after they've bought viewers, and they're like, oh shit, they're not ready. You need that time it takes to get to that 1,000 for a reason. So
Yeah, absolutely. Scion in the chat says, Wes, you waiting for Hinge to get a couple more patches before you tackle it? No, I think Hinge is in a rather playable state as it is. And it really, if it were a year ago, I'd probably already try to jump back into it. And what would end up happening is I wouldn't end up finishing it. But it being now, and the Beat It challenge being what it is, basically, I've got 3 or 4 games that I'm into right now. And when I knock one of those off, I'll pick another one, and it might be Hinge and it might be something else. But we'll get to Hinge. Hinge certainly deserves attention now. It's not broken anymore for the most part. I mean, don't get me wrong, there's still some indie jank in there. But it's certainly in a playable state now, and on the list for sure.
yeah, cool. Well, I think that's good. That's a good deal. That's good. What's good about the Beat It challenge, right? Is it's just one of those games you can add onto the list down the road in the next year. So
Yeah, I think it should be coming to Viveport Infinity anytime now too. By the way, they've had coming soon on it forever, and I think they were just waiting on it to get in a playable state, and here it is. So I don't think that we'll be waiting very much longer for that to happen.
oh yeah, make it abduction. You're halfway through it already, aren't you? Brady Pope says. Game 1.
Yeah, and that's very possible. I mean, one of the titles that we're going to talk about today was a puzzle game, and it's got me in that mood, man. It got me. Uh, it grabbed me in such a way that I didn't want to let go and come in here and do the show. But time being what it was, I had to stop. But yeah, it very well could be abduction. I enjoy that game very much, and I'm a good piece into it. So yeah, good call.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you what, Radio Runt needs to get into Crashland, because those spiders, man, those tall ones, they're like a spider tick mix, and or the ones that jump at you in the air, or the ones that screech at you and come running at you. Oh man, said I wasn't going to talk about this game. I won't, but because we already got 4 games to talk about, but I love it. I recommend it until we talk about it.
Yeah, that basically the 4 games that we're talking about is the reason why we're not going to cover Crashland this week. I say we do that one next week, Roots.
Yeah.
So we go ahead and commit to that now. I thought about trying to shoehorn it in this week, but upon studying the game and studying the developer and what makes this game unique and innovative, I felt like I would be shortchanging it if I tried to just cram it in. I want to give it the full week to get in there and enjoy it, to learn a little bit more about what's going on from a technical standpoint, and then we'll meet back here next week and give it the attention it deserves.
Okay. And somebody was saying, I mean, they were like somebody on the comments of the video that I made said that they were just finished level 20, and they said it took them forever, and they're scared to do level 21. And
Love it.
it's not exactly, it's crazy, because every level, even the one I'm on now, I'm like, what is going on? But then you figure it out, and you can but the time just keeps getting longer. Now it's like 8 or 9 minutes, and I'm like, God damn, this is a long time. Doesn't sound like a long time until you're trying not to die. But my thing is what I was going to ask you, because I was talking to my chat because I was streaming it, and I was saying that it's a great one to stream from the Quest because I can do a round, and then I look at my phone and I talk to the chat, and then I do a round because I can't have my chat in the headset with me, right? And I said, this would be a great game to like go back and forth between with like In Death Unchained. And then it got me thinking, maybe this could be another 30-point game for somebody to finish. I'm gonna put it on my list at some point, or maybe we put it in the middle like we did In Death Unchained, as a game to
Do you
play.
think? I'm all for that. Do you think that it's going to take that level of time to put into it to warrant 30 points?
I'm on level, let's see, what am I on? Level 5? No, maybe I'm 6. I don't know. Whatever I'm at, and I've put in like 3 or 4 hours already. So I don't know. I don't even know if I'll ever do it, dude. I
All
think
right, I will take your word for it, and we will go ahead and make it official right now. Crashland, our second official 30-point free for all game, and what that means is that either of us can play it. Now, the stuff on our lists, once we beat those, it falls off the list and nobody can get points for it. But the free for all games, either of us can play it, and even if the one person beats it, the other person can come in later and beat it, and it has a high point total on it because we expect it to take a long time to do. Right, you want to be rewarded for the time that you invest in it, and we put In Death on there Sunday because that's a game that I want to play, but that's a real investment of time, and my time is limited. So, uh, you know, we kind of had, if I'm going to play it, it has to be on there like it is, right? There has to be a reward, at least some incentive for me to put that kind of time into it and not be playing some of these other shorter games.
Yeah, absolutely. They're both great palate cleansers, ones to jump into, and I just can't believe how good it is.
That's what she said, Roots.
Yeah, that is what my mom said.
Oh man. All right. So beat it challenge. Going down here, trying to find there we go. In Death Unchained 30 points.
Phil Yarn says, "Yo, this will be my lullaby." Is that? Oh, I guess I'm assuming you're talking about the show, not Crashland. Crashland's not a good lullaby. It's more of a induction to nightmare. Imagine crash landing on a planet, and this is the way I said in my video. You're land, and you're like, oh, okay, well, I got the first level, 3 minutes. I go, shit, okay, great. I only have to wait 3 minutes. My ship's coming, and you look at your radar and you see something move, and you're like, oh, I wonder what that is. And then all of a sudden, you go to chaos, and you're just trying to stay alive to get the hell off the planet. Now, I want to know why my ship keeps crashing, Wes. Like, they just keep putting me in shitty ships, and I keep crashing on the worst planets of all time.
You've been buying that cheap Walmart gas, bro.
Oh, God.
Too much ethanol in that.
Oh, I need to get better gas. Yeah, it's my own fault. You're right.
Yeah, try to save a dime. That's what happens, bro.
Mash Daddy says, Radio Run, I double dog dare you to play Crashland.
Ooh.
Yeah. I told Radio Run, if he plays it, film it. I'd love to see Anthony play that game, actually. Anthony, you need to play that game. It needs to happen. Film it, first time fresh, and then send it to Ruuts, because I want to see
Co-op.
it. Co-op. Oh, God. I wish they had co-op. We need to ask that dev if it's ever coming. I would love to know.
You know who knows if it's ever coming, Roots?
My mom. She does, man. She's very busy today.
Yep. ET2K9 now threw down the money, man. I gotta perform. I gotta shuck and jive, right?
That's right. Any updates on Firmament? I don't know. I don't think I've heard any updates yet, right?
Yeah, it's never coming. Never coming.
Oh,
nah, it'll be here. Those guys are just such, and gals, men and women, gentlemen and ladies, they're just such perfectionists. If they're going to make a proper PC VR game, you damn well bet it's going to take some time for them to get it the way they want. Everything up until this point now has been flat games ported
Mm-hmm.
into PC. This is going to be their first built from the ground up for VR game. Now, I'm not saying they won't have a flat version, but it'll be the opposite. Instead of them bringing the flat game into VR this time, they'll be bringing the VR game into flat. And I got to imagine that again, these perfectionists, these geniuses at Siam, uh, probably, I mean, if they'll allow themselves, they'll take another decade to get it the way they want it to be.
Well, Mist came out perfect, so it's funny. It's I guess it's humanity. It's just at its finest. It's like we really want AAA content. We're gonna bitch and we're gonna scream. We're gonna make nasty comments if you have a half baked game, but we want it now. You know what I mean? Devs are like, oh shit, dude. Like, what do you want us to do? Like, the smart ones say, I don't care what the pressure we get. We're gonna just take. It's gonna take as long as it takes, and then it stands the test of time, right? I don't think they rushed The Witcher 3 and said, oh God, why is this game so good? They took their time. Actually, I guess they had to do a lot of fixing on the bugs on that one too, right? So,
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, most this is the case for most early VR games anyway. I mean, obviously it's getting better now, but those bugs, man, they're killer. By the way, speaking of killer bugs, Swarm getting a release date today, April 8th. Not very long to wait on that one, Roots.
I don't know. Somebody said in the Discord they were getting dizzy, I think, or thinking about spinning around and flipping. And I don't know, man. I can't wait for April 8th can't come soon enough for me.
Yeah, some quick channel notes. Patreons. You know, I'm sure most of you have been keeping up with my frequent posts on the Patreon channel. Money Show incoming. We recorded it last night. Got a little bit of editing left to do. Not much. Not going to do a whole lot of editing to it, to be quite honest. Just going to cut out some of our technical difficulties and let it fly. But Money Show 8 incoming probably tomorrow. So be on the lookout for that. Channel note. You know, people are always making these comments, you know, these kind of joking comments that as much as we talk about Viveport Infinity, that they should probably sponsor our show, right? And I always kind of laugh it off and say, you know, I'm working on it. I'm working on it. Happy to announce that that was never a joke. I was working on it, and we finally got that one nailed down. So yeah, we're gonna be we're locked up with Viveport Infinity for at least 6 more months. Press access. So look for some regular coverage. You know, we're not going to do anything special. We're just going to continue to do what we've already been doing. We'll do special Viveport Infinity themed episodes of the late night show, and we'll continue to cover Infinity on Free Stuff and Killer Deals every Sunday. Beyond that, I mean, there was no agreement. They didn't have any kind of quid pro quo. They just liked what they were doing. They contacted us initially. I didn't go looking for them. They contacted us to say thanks, and a few dozen emails later, here we are, officially covering their stuff. So again, there's no monetary anything going on. They just give us access to Infinity, and no expectations. We can just do with that as we wish. So big thank you to them. Thank you to Alexander if you're watching. Thank you for all of your help, and we look forward to continuing to mess around in the Netflix of VR.
Yeah, absolutely. It is definitely the best deal in VR right now, for sure. Now, Michelle Dillon says Farpoint is one of her favorite games. So I have a question for you. Has she gone into Crashland yet?
No, I don't even know if she's aware of Crashland. I think she's aware of that I've got a game called Crashland, but beyond that, I don't think she knows much about it.
Yeah, it's very Farpoint-esque. Although it's almost more strategic in a way. I'm not saying Farpoint wasn't, but it's just like every time I go in there, every level is different on what I've got to do. I've got to change it up, man. Something else is coming at me. People are telling me secrets. Wes, I got some secrets I know. So
Yeah, I've got an idea that this game, even though it's a very different uh, genre to the game, I think it's going to be structured very similarly to a Jeff Minter game, like a Polybius, like a Moose Life. And what I mean by that is you have each level, uh, and the levels on the surface look like they're the same, but each time you progress, there's something different about the next level, and you don't see it initially. It takes some repetition, some some experience in the level, and then it finally clicks. You notice the thing that was there all along that you didn't see, and then that allows you to figure out what to do. You move on to the next level, and you know, and you're there all over again. There's something else that you're not catching quite uh quite from the very beginning, and it's hard to see it because everything that's going on is just so overwhelming. It's distracting you, right? And you don't see it. Now, without playing, this is my thought of how this is going to play out. I'll get some confirmation this week on if my suspicions are true.
well, there's a strategy too with all the perks and how they not only, it's not generic, like you play a game and it's like it boosts your damage. Okay, cool. Do I want to boost my damage or do I want to do this? Well, things work together in symbiosis. Like, this one works well with this one, and they supercharge each other. And like, there's all these different ways you can change it up. And like, I got to this point where this spider was that jumping spider that I was telling you about. I kept dying to it instantly. I was like, man, I got to slow. I don't, what do I do? And then I was like, oh, there's a slow down thing. So I got to slow down and I slowed down time and I was able to shoot it right through the heart with this stake. And oh man, it felt so good.
You could shoot me in the mouth with a steak if you want. That sounds delicious.
Oh yeah, that does actually depends on where you're getting it from.
That
Yeah.
is true. That's very true. Well, anyway, Roots, we got a tall order ahead of us. Banging show lined up for tonight / this morning, and I think we need to get to it. But before we do that, let's kick it off the way we always do by saying hello to our friends in chat. Acid 3 times says, "Sup, my dudes." Sup, Acid. Mash Daddy, cool VR. Eric says, "Awesome." I guess he's talking about the Viport thing. Techno Glitch, nice, good for you guys, thank you. VR Spry Guy, Viport Infinity is the best thing in VR gaming. It's certainly the best deal. No lie there. I mean, we've been saying it for I mean, what, a year now probably. ET2K9 now, we already said hello to him. Hello. Over G's, Scion, Zayla Maru, the whole crew here, Roots. Blam Crotch. Hello, friend. Phil Yawn. Blam Crotch, I think I'm going to try to get into my my gun stock for a game this week as well. I still haven't had time to mess around with that because of all the stuff I've had to do specifically for this episode. So that's on my list for this week as well, to get that thing lined out and give it a shot.
You know what else Viveport Infinity is really good for, Wes? You know those moments when you're like looking at your library and you're just kind of like, I don't feel like playing anything. And you just go to Viveport Infinity and you look down the list and I mean, there's so much to choose from, bro. You're gonna find something that you can try and that you like, right?
Yeah, if you want to play VR at all, there's something on Viport Infinity that you want to play. If there's nothing on Viport Infinity that you want to play, then you just don't want to get into VR, bro. There's no excuse for it.
Yeah, meow meow. The gamer cat says Crashland looks really cool. It's amazing. It's so cool that I didn't even know it because that looked like just another wave shooter, and then I got coerced in there by everybody's reviews, and then I felt so compelled that I had to tell Wes about it and then do a video because it's just really good. It's just made very well.
Well, again, he convinced me. We do have access to it now, and we're going to be covering that one next week. So be sure to come back, meow meow the gamer cat, next week, and and we'll have more on that one 100% for sure.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's kick it off, Roots. Let's get into these games that we've been playing, and let's start off by talking about this one, and let's see if we can focus in on it there. Oh, it's going into the other realm, Roots.
Oh God, that's hey, there you go. Wait, no, back it up. Right there.
Boom.
Yeah, boom, dude. What is that?
Flow Weaver. This is a puzzle box that they sent me.
Oh, how cool, dude.
Now, you may have heard me mention on Sunday that Roots had access to Flow Weaver, and I didn't because I was waiting on my code to come in the physical mail. Well, this is why, because they were sending it to me in this nicely crafted wooden puzzle box. And
that's super
channel
cool.
note, possible channel note, I did record me working this puzzle box and opening it. I recorded it in 3D VR. Now, I did have some camera issues. I don't know how it's going to turn out, but if it turns out good enough, well enough, I'll have that video up on the channel here in a few days, and you guys can watch me work this thing and see all the trinkets that were inside. It was an interesting time, and we just got it. Like I just got the box yesterday and just got into the game today, and I played the Oculus Quest 2 version, Roots, and right off the bat, totally impressed. You could not tell by looking at this game that it was a standalone VR game. This looked like a PC VR game to me.
Well, I'll tell you what, man, these games are getting to be like that, right? Because you know, that Crashland felt the same way, and I think that people discount Flow Weaver because it is on a Quest or any game that's so it's some people anyway, and it's the graphics are amazing. So you say it looks the same on the Quest? I didn't get a chance to go into the Quest version.
I didn't get a chance to check it on the PC version, and don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that it's Half-Life Alyx or anything. What I'm saying is I've seen plenty of PC games that look a lot worse than this game looks like on Quest. This game is beautiful on Quest 2. Now, it may not be the same on Quest 1, but on Quest 2, I mean, it looked nice. I did not regret going in to play this on my Quest at all.
Yeah. What did you think about the gameplay? Like you said, like you had that, actually it was kind of cool. It was going into the other realm, right? The Flow Weaver box, but that I thought that was cool. The way that the mechanics of going between worlds, going back and forth, was pretty cool, right? And it's one of those games, even kind of in a sense, we were talking about floor plan, right? Where you would go up to one floor and you'd look at it and you go back down, and I mean, it's in a sense, it's a different, it's somewhat like that, but you're going through these cool portals instead, and you're looking around, and you kind of have to. It doesn't hold your hand, right? You kind of have to figure out what's going on, right?
Yeah, this very much plays like floor plan. That's a very good comparison to make, because it's that same type of escape room where you have different levels that you can visit pretty much at your own at your own discretion. You can visit these different realms, and it all ties together. Something in this realm will unlock something in that realm, which will unlock something in that realm. And floor plan plays the same way. And as you progress through floor plan, more floors will open up to you. Same thing with Flow Weaver. You start off with one realm that you can go to, and then there's two, and then there's three, and then so on and so forth. You gain new powers and new abilities as you solve these puzzles, and it's all very well put together. And the storytelling in it, I mean, it all feels very natural, doesn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. I love the story so far, although it's a little creepy, right? Some creepiness.
Yeah, man. I don't know how far you made it, but I ended off. I had to stop playing basically because it was getting too late. When I got to the underworld, I put maybe an hour to an hour and a half in the game, and I made it to the underworld, which, I mean, you want creepy? That was creepy.
I didn't make it to the underworld, but Dark Angel says they're already stuck in the game. Grr. And I'm right there with you. I didn't make it.
Well, Dark Angel, just stay tuned and there will be a gameplay up. I thought someone
Nice.
might say that. I haven't got stuck yet. I basically just time constraints stopped me from progressing through it. I mean, more than for just a couple of minutes. Obviously, right at the very beginning, it takes a minute to kind of figure out what to do. But after you figure out how these things work, then you use your haptics. You think about it a little bit. The haptics kind of give away where some of the stuff's at, and then and from there, it's pretty easy to figure it out. So what I would say to you, just as generic advice, Dark Angel, is one, point at stuff and feel, okay, and two, meditate. There's a meditate button. Meditate in the home, meditate in the realms that you go to, and things will begin to reveal themselves to you.
Meditates the Y button.
That's correct.
Yeah, it was good. I really enjoyed this game. This is a great game, puzzle game. Even though I got stuck a little bit sooner than you. I was streaming it and I was feeling pressure, Wes. Had eyeballs on me.
Hey, that's but pressure's real, man. Believe me, I
Oh
know.
god.
When you do it my way, I can edit, right? Like if I suck at it, I can just start all over again and act like I didn't suck, right?
Yeah.
But you got people in there trying not only to watch you perform, but trying to talk to you and hold a conversation at the same time. And in a puzzle game, you got to think about the game. You can't think about dude in the chat talking about landfall or whatever. You got to play the game, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Although you can get some good tips, like
That is true. If you'll allow that sort of thing, that is true.
yeah, no, something like this. I doubt people have played through it. Maybe they know a secret or something. Try not to have them just tell me exactly what to do, but it does help get through a tough spot. I think who was it? Somebody told me a secret on how to kill something in Crashland, and it was really good. It really saved a lot of time. So
And now I'm wondering how long this campaign is going to be, because I wouldn't have any hesitation right now. I'm enjoying the game so much that I wouldn't mind just going ahead and putting it on my list to play on through it, because I didn't want to stop. Now my tune may change with it. I'm hoping that there's quite a bit more to it. I feel like there is. I feel like I'm just getting started in it, but it'd be hard to put a point total on it unless Google knows already how long this thing is. I guess I could ask Astrid, our friend at Stitch Media. And by the way, thank you, Astrid, for the puzzle box. Thank you for the giving us each access to the game,
yeah, that was
and
cool.
we really appreciate it. But
Super cool.
let's see what Google says when I ask it. How long is? Oh no, Flow Weaver. Jeez, don't ever type how long is in the Google. Good Lord.
Especially in images. Diz the Game Cat coming through with a super chat says, you know who else likes a good tip?
My mom.
Oh
That's
yeah,
right.
she does. I heard that for
She hopes it's longer too, just like me.
sure. Yeah. How long is? There are certain phrases you don't want to type into the Google, right?
This is true. I don't see a length here, Roots. I
Well,
mean, I
what you can
see.
do
Never
is,
mind.
we know you have the intention to put it on the list. So let's just play it by ear, see how long it takes you. And, you can throw it on there, when you're getting close, and we can gauge the points by that.
That's true. Or I could do what I just said. We can ask our friend Astrid, and I'm
That's
sure
true. That's true.
she'll share with us how long this thing is.
Just take into account Wes is super smart, and Roots doesn't want him to have a bunch of points. Astrid, so like what, an hour and a half, 2 hours? It's really like 8.
It's got to be 3 to qualify. Even if it's not 3 hours,
Oh
then
yeah,
we don't use it.
that's right.
So it's got to be at
I'm
least
sure
3
it's.
hours
Yeah, I'm
to
sure it's
get the
probably
5
so
points.
close. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I've already spent like close to half of that in it as it is, and I feel like I'm just getting going with it. So
Do you have more than 2 spells?
let's see. I had the 1, I had the 2, I feel like I'm about to get a third one. Like
Okay.
I've got two spells, but I just entered into the third realm, and I think I'm going to get a new spell in the new realm. I think
Okay.
that's how it's going to work for the whole game. I think each realm is going to give you a spell, uh, and I just entered the third one.
Cool.
We had to placate those crazy fairies, man. If you notice, I'm in fairyland right now.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you what, dude, they got excited when I brought them the wine, dude. It
Oh yeah,
snatched it up quick, right?
yeah, man. Like I wasn't even expecting them to take it because, well, I mean, I don't want to give too much away, but you were led to believe that that they like to drink, but they like to drink something else.
Mm.
And I took the bottle there just because I was just wanted to see what happens, and they just snatched it right up, like, "Oh, thank you for the wine,"
Mm.
you know,
Well, at least they were happy and they were grateful. I was happy.
for about 5 seconds.
Well, there's nothing worse than bringing a gift to somebody and then they're just like, yeah, so they put it off to the side. They don't even care. It's good wine, damn
Yeah,
it.
you won't believe what they told me too, man. They had evil intentions for me, and then I ended up winning them over.
Ah, well, now you made me feel better about them. They're trying to now because I'm still with them, dude. They still have evil intentions for Roots, man. I haven't won them over
Well, don't
yet,
trust
bro.
them. Don't trust them,
I
bro.
don't
I'm
trust
telling
them
you.
now. I don't trust them. They're
Oh,
fairies,
so you've
bro.
got. So I assume by you asking me the question about how many powers I've got, then you probably have the two, then, right?
Yeah, I got the two. I got the second one, the one that you were saying to see them at.
That second one opens up a lot of stuff for you, bro.
Really?
Hmm.
Well, I mean, I talked to something and it moved. That was about it so far. I don't know.
There's more than one thing you can talk to.
Oh, please, dude. There's nothing else there. It's a dead world. Nah, I just think it's cool. You know, the coolest thing is, and this is the same thing I said about Crashland. I'll say that about Flow Weaver. You know, if you're gonna do a puzzle game in 2021, it needs to think outside the box. It needs to be different, and that's exactly what this is. It's completely different than any other puzzle game I've ever played. Very unique, really cool. The worlds are cool, and story's cool, and it's creepy. So I like it.
Yeah, yeah, and it's proper dimension hopping too. So like you bring up this astral compass thing, which kind of shows you all the different realms you have access to. And the way that you hop between them is you kind of just grab a little thread of like space time and you pull on it and it kind of rips open this rift into reality. It's really cool how it works. Uh, really, my only complaint with it, and probably my only complaint with the game, period, and there may be a reason for it coming later on down the line. I don't know. Um, I didn't really care for the way that they make you go back to the original realm before
Mm,
you jump to another one of the other ones. Now, there may be a technical reason for that, or there may be a reason in the game that they need you to always be going back to that original room. But there were certain times where I wanted to take stuff directly from the shadow realm into the fairy realm and vice versa. But the game's like, no, 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 you got to go back to the original room first, and I found it unnecessary so far.
yeah, it was annoying, right? Because that was one of the things I was thinking about was the way that they like scolded you. Like you can't do that, bro. You got to go back to the main world first. Like okay, fine. You know, like what the hell? What does it matter? I don't need to go there. But like you said, there's some reason. I don't know. I still don't know what that medallion is, but don't tell me.
So you, oh, okay, all right.
But yeah, so there's just so much to it. I just like this type of stuff. You know, it may be difficult, but I really like to look at and try. You're looking at these things and you're taking them back and forth, and you're trying to figure something out, and then you finally figure out, and you feel stupid, and it's cool.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, I'm trying to I'm trying to choose my words wisely here because I don't want to spoil anything for anybody. And I mean, I don't think there's a whole lot more than that we can say. There's world class voice acting in it.
Mm-hmm.
I think that the lead actor in was it Borderlands 3 that they were most recently in? It's a well-known, uh, video game voice actor that does the voice acting in this. The story seems compelling, even though again, these are first impressions. I need to get deeper into the game. The puzzles are clever. They're not too hard, but apparently, I mean, obviously, they're not too easy. Dark Angel's stumped, Roots is stumped. Uh, so I mean, they're not gimmies. You do have to you have to be perceptive, right? You have to tinker and be perceptive. I'll say that. Um, so yeah, it's a beautiful looking and sounding game. Good story, good voice acting. And good puzzles. I mean, and it's very creative. Uh, with it's unique in its approach to a genre that we've been in many times before.
Dark Angel says he saw a website that said Flow Weaver is approximately 3 to 4 hours, depending on your solving skills.
All right. Well, I think that we can call it a short game then. 5 points.
Let's do it. We'll call it a tentative 5 points. And if for some reason it turns out to not be that, then we'll adjust the points just to be fair, right?
Yeah, I think that that's probably going to be right because I mean, again, I stumbled a little bit right when I started just to figure out what's going on, how the game's going to work. But after that, I mean, I didn't slow down. I just kind of pop through it.
Mm.
So, all right. So let's see. What am I going to drop, Roots? That's the question. What I'm going to knock off here?
When are you going to get into GTA 5 mod? That's what I want to know. Because I want to see, I want to know what you think about it.
That's a good question because again, I mean, that's a very time consuming thing, but I mean, we've got 50 points on it because of that, right? Definitely going to get into it. I'm going to drop Lone Echo. I'm going to drop Lone Echo for a little bit and put Flow Weaver in there.
So drop Lone Echo forever. No.
Let me ask you guys. I mean, the first video from this is going to be on Virtual Strangers channel, of course, pre-recorded, and then after that, we're gonna jump over to the Weasel channel for the rest of the game. Do you want pre-recorded or do you want Weasel to figure out how to stream? Like I've never streamed anything before, so we can learn together. If you guys will show up and you want me to do it, I can't promise you when, but I if you guys are interested, I can do it live. So just let me know. You know what to do. Leave comments. Leave a comment down there for the algorithm.
Void says you got to play through Lone Echo. I don't have to do jack crap. Void. It's probably worth it. But
Lone Echo was starting to get good when I got out of it. I got to admit that.
Yeah, it's pretty good. It's a decent game. There's just so many games out there, right?
That's the problem, right? There's too many. We've slept on these games too long, Roots. We have such an insurmountable task in front of us catching up.
Yeah, well, hopefully, hopefully it's wrong, but with what I think is going to be the upcoming lockdown, we'll have more time than we probably want. And Maddie Matt wants to know if I got past the water tower sniper bit yet, Roots. And was that the last bit that I posted? Because I have more I've got to post on my GTA 5 playthrough, and I did get past it. I had to go train, and I went and trained my sniper skills, and I came back, and it's hard, Wes, because it's a little jittery, and I had some weird stuff going on. You're gonna love that game, Wes. I guarantee you're gonna love it.
Nice. Yeah, I believe I will too. I'm quite sure of it. I'm afraid that I'm going to love it. This is the problem. I think I'm going to get hooked on it. But Mash Daddy's telling me to stream it. ET2K9 now saying the same thing. All right. YouTube or Twitch, guys. I've got both. I've never done anything on Twitch at all, period. I've never even plugged my Twitch because I just use it as a way to support other people. But I want people to watch. If I'm going to stream, I want people to watch. And if more people will watch it on one or the other, then I'll do it on whichever one that is. Again, leave a comment down below.
Yeah, and when you're getting ready to do it, dude, I will help you go all the pitfalls and avoid the ones at the beginning that setting it up or whatever. So
Awesome. That would be much appreciated. But anyway, let's move on from this. Well, it's $20 for this one, Roots.
yeah, $20, dude, worth it all day, in my opinion.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I mean, I just want to verify that, but yeah, this
If
is
you like
easy
puzzle games,
$20.
yeah, if you like puzzle games, you're gonna like this. It's just really cool, unique. Like Wes said, they're intelligent puzzles, really. So
Cross-buy. They're clever. It's not a straight up puzzle. It's more of an escape room than a puzzle game, really. It's environmental puzzles. You're tweaking things in your environment, which are opening up other things for you to tweak. It's not just like a nuts and bolts puzzle game. So,
yep, and
more
it's
like
cross-buy.
like a floor plan, like a I expect you to die type puzzle game. Anyway, Matty Matt, YouTube gets my vote. YouTube says Traveling Man. YouTube says Mash Daddy. YouTube says ET2K9 now. I
That's
think it's unanimous.
That's what I would say too, just because it's taken me a couple of years just to get to where I'm at on Twitch. It's hard to build. It takes time.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm just doing this for them. I'm not trying to build anything. I'm trying to build this channel.
No, it'll be better
I
for your channel, for your already established YouTube, right?
Yeah, well, I mean, that channel. This is my channel. That channel is also my channel, but this is the one all my time goes into. So,
True.
again, the other stuff is just to support this and this community. So,
Absolutely.
so yeah, if they want live streaming, we'll do live streaming, and I think that this will be a good one to live stream.
Yeah.
For me anyway. I think that I think I'm good at these games, so it'll be fun.
It'll be fun. Absolutely.
Anyway, let's move on to our next game. Otherwise, we're going to be here all night, and I think the next game was our venue for Money Show 8. Am I right?
Yep. Absolutely.
Yeah. We've been talking about getting into Zero Caliber for some time. Because, I mean, let's be honest, Roots, I'm not the biggest competitive multiplayer guy. I love shooter games. I love co-op multiplayer. I'm not the biggest versus multiplayer guy. It's just not my jam. So I wanted a campaign that I could bring my friend along with and get in there and shoot. And, I mean, it took a minute to get going. It took a minute to get in there and get the co-op lobby established and get connected. But after we did that, after we managed to get into the game, I really enjoyed my time in the game.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. It definitely is pretty polished. The graphics were good. The AI isn't the smartest, but it's not really dumb either, and it was cool. I had a fun time.
Yeah, the AI wasn't pushovers. They were competent enough to put up a fight, and the way that they provide difficulty is just by sheer numbers, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, thank God, Wes is one of the first things Wes said. And I don't think you really thought about it, but you're like, oh, let's turn the AI guys off, which would mean we don't have any teammates. And maybe they would have lessened what was going on, but there were so many people that I was glad that those people were there helping me because it was crazy, dude. And I found just that for me, I just kept running in and getting people before they had a chance to set up. And I had a lot more success with that than you were, like staying back a little bit more reserved, trying to hide, and then they would pick you off and end up dying, right? So I think
No, it was when I got away from that is when they would get me. Like when I would become impatient and charge in recklessly, then I would get picked off. As long as I was hanging back, using cover and playing my game the way that I normally play, I didn't have any trouble. It's just when I kind of got impatient, and again, I'm trying to host a discussion show while firefighting, And sometimes I would just get frustrated and run in there and die quickly.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess I was just kind of staying off to the side or something. I only died a couple times, but it was definitely fun. Although I don't know what there's definitely, maybe it was all the issues we had in the beginning or something, but I distinctly remember saying, okay, I can start about I think it was 8 o'clock my time and 10 o'clock your time or something. And then when I left, it was 1:30 my time when I got out, and I was wondering why I was so tired. I was like, did we? I mean, we stayed in there a long time, I guess, between the gameplay and all the issues, man. It was like 4 or 5 hours. I was like, well, time just flew by, right?
Yeah, well, I mean, we were in there for about 3 hours or so. We got on around midnight, if I'm not mistaken, my time or
Okay.
something, somewhere around there. We got on a little bit late because I had to look up some topics and do some other stuff to get ready, and then tried to set my Quest up, but my Quest was dead, so I had to set my G2 up, and it was a whole rigmarole. So we got started a little bit late, and then after we got in there, we did have some issues.
Yeah. Yeah. It was fun though.
Yeah, yeah, I enjoyed it. Really, I appreciated the level of polish in this thing. Like the environments were all very good looking, and the guns, man, the guns were about as good as any guns I've seen in VR. I mean, they look good. The modifiers on them were easy to use, and they felt and sounded right. Most importantly.
Yeah, no, they felt really good. They were definitely good. I like the sights on that. One of the scopes was one of the best scopes I've ever used in VR, seemingly, and it was definitely cool. It made me part of me want to play some Medal of Honor again. So I might actually have to pick that up when it's on sale for really cheap.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely got that Warzone vibe from that last map we were in, as these mortars were just blowing up all around us, and like, uh, the physics. I mean, I don't know if it's actual physics or if it's just pre-rendered animations, but I mean, helicopters fly by and it kicks up a dust storm, and things blow up, and there's shrapnel going everywhere, and it looks very realistic, and it sounds the part as well. Um, Very immersive.
Yeah, it's got kickback, on those guns. Sion would approve absolutely. And Radio Runt just blew my mind. He said he bought Beat Saber on the Quest after all the trash talk about Beat Saber, and now he picked it up.
He loves that metalish music.
Oh yeah, it's probably for that one pack, right?
Yeah, it's coming, bro.
Yeah.
Like any day now, like maybe tomorrow. Gamer Chick joining the chat. Hello, hello, hello.
Yeah, absolutely. You're still talking. He's still talking smack about my babies, bro. The controllers for the Quest 2, man, they're too heavy.
Oh,
Perfect.
dude, you should don't get a gun stock then. Don't get a gun stock because that makes your controller super heavy.
Really?
Yeah, yeah, they're a lot heavier now. No, I don't necessarily mind that, but if you think that they're too heavy going in, bro, I mean, you'd be ruined with the gun stock on it.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I don't know, Roots. There are things obviously to be critical about here. I mean, obviously we had trouble connecting up multiple times, and it wasn't like we could just get in and play the campaign unless we were just doing it wrong. You had to select maps. Now the campaign maps were all there, complete with the stories, and it would let you go through in sequence if you wanted to. Um, but it kind of had a randomizer on it with the selection it gave you. So I'm really not sure how much of the campaign that we actually played through and how much we didn't.
And did we do it in order? 'Cause I don't know what order everything's at. You know what I mean? The only ones I knew was Timberland 1 and 2. I know we did those two in order. Everything else is suspect. So I was a little put off. I wanted to just go in and play the campaign, just start at the beginning, like, a story campaign. I don't know if it's different when you're playing it by yourself, but this is exactly what Medal of Honor tried to do, right? Section it all off into little segments, and they changed it within a day. So that would be one of my only things that I criticize about this game for what it is. For as old as it is, it's really good. They clearly polished the hell out of it, and if you want a co-op shooter story, it's pretty cool. So,
Yeah, amazing maps, right?
yeah.
Like some of the best looking maps I've seen in this type of a game.
Yeah, Wes started going reminiscent, talking about old Chicago streets and stuff. Man, it must have brought jogged some memories, you know. It was pretty cool.
Yeah, and again, we did do a money show from this one. So those of you who support us on Patreon, you're going to be able to take in the whole experience, minus the jank. Obviously, we cut the jank out. But you're going to see, what we, or at least, I get a feel for it. About 30 minutes into it, I start to really get a feel for the guns and how to play. And as it goes on, I get more and more comfortable and enjoy it more and more and more.
Yeah,
And
definitely.
I'm very impressed with it, and definitely will be going back into it.
Yeah, this is always on sale too. I don't know what the cost is now. I know I got it for a couple bucks, cheap. No, actually, it was in one of those fanatical things, right? Wasn't it? That's what I
Yeah,
did.
yeah. And it's on sale right now too, but it's like normally $25. It's on sale for $20 right now.
Yeah, $20 or a fanatical when it comes around. Usually it's on their sale as well. Definitely worth checking out.
Is this a Viveport Infinity title?
That's a good question. I don't know if it is or not. I know somebody asked if this is PC or Quest footage. I do not think that this is on the Quest, unfortunately. Is
Not
it?
yet.
Not yet.
They are working on it, and we did get some Quest footage of it dropped on us last week, and it looks pretty smooth on the Quest, to be quite honest.
Gamer chick, you bite your tongue. She says she's not surprised the PCVR has better tracking for Beat Saber. What are you talking about? What headset are you talking about? Are you using the Quest 2 linked? How does it have, or I mean, compared to, I mean, if you're using the Quest 2 linked versus the Quest, would it have better tracking or would it be the same? You know, I mean, I would imagine if you use the Index, you're going to have amazing tracking, right? Or the CV1, Scion's patented CV1 tracking that's flawless, even though it's not flawless. Um,
Yeah, so this is not a Viveport Infinity title.
it is not.
But
Now that we have clout with Vive, oh wait, we don't have any clout with Viveport. But it would be a good game for Viveport though, right? Infinity.
yeah. It's a great game, period. So, I mean, yeah, it'd be good for Infinity to pick it up. It'd be good for people who subscribe to Infinity. So, yeah, sure. You watched the Silicon Valley, right? Isn't that one of your shows?
I've never seen it. No. Mm-mm.
Oh, I'm thinking somebody else then. Never mind.
No. Radio Run says Rift S is better tracking for Beat Saber than Quest 2. I don't know about the numbers. I guess if you're one of those people that are doing expert plus and you got that micro millisecond, but I don't know. I think it's crazy talk.
Yeah, I don't know about Beat Saber, bro. I'm to be quite honest, I'm a bit disillusioned with it at the moment, but I'm legit excited about the new Synth Riders pack, which is one of the things we talked about on Money Show last night.
Yeah, absolutely.
But ET2K9 now says Contractors is out on Quest Store, and I do dig Contractors, but I think Zero Caliber's taking the #1 military shooter spot from me. Now I do need to put more time in the Medal of Honor because it's the same type of gameplay that I like. But I like Zero Caliber the best, as I thought that I would. You can climb any. It's almost like Pop One the way you can climb in it, right?
Yeah, except for because it's old school. It's kind of like there's certain areas that aren't designed for you to be. So you can climb things, and what was cool is I could grab it and fling myself up in the air, kind of like Pop One a little bit. But like if you got on top of something that you're not supposed to be, you're stuck. Like there was one point I got off the side and I flung myself and I was stuck and I was like, oh, Wes, I was like 5 feet from the wall and I couldn't move. And so I had to walk in my play space to where I could touch the wall and grab myself and pull myself over. It's not a fault of the game. These are areas that they were never intended you to go. So they'd never let you go there. But I think if it was made today, you absolutely would be able to climb on every single thing, every roof, because that was kind of cool. That was the cool thing. times I wanted to go up on the roof of a building and it didn't let me. You went up
Yeah.
that tower, right? You climbed up this ladder and you were like, it won't let me climb the tower.
No, there was no. I had a ladder on it that you couldn't climb.
Yeah.
That kind of pissed me off.
Yeah. So, but for the most part, you can climb tons of stuff, and this game was made in 2016, right? So it's a 5-year-old game. I think it's 2016.
I think it's a little newer than that, but I might be wrong.
It's been out for a while, so and you can flip
Yeah.
people off. So
Yeah, you can flip people off. They'll call you a fucker and then tell you not to cheese dick it and like all kinds of crazy shit.
yeah, absolutely.
But I enjoyed it. It's my favorite military shooter in VR for the today, other than like Firewall. Obviously, Firewall's the best, but outside of PlayStation VR and outside of aim controller, this has been my favorite so far.
Yeah. Well, you got to hang out and play with Drew and Hack and who else was it? You said Ray Pope, isn't he the one that's always in there?
I know it's
Del Torre.
Roy Schwartz.
Oh, Roy Schwartz. Okay. Yeah.
Scion's telling me to try the shooting ranges and contractors for my gun stock. Yeah, that's probably going to be the first place I take it. This is one of the things that I actually dread about it is you kind of have to dial it in and calibrate it for every game, and it's a process. So I like the console simplicity, and that's not what's going to happen here. So hopefully it'll be as quick and painless as possible.
Yeah, but how many shooter games do you bounce between? You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, it'll be more if this thing turns out to be what I'm hoping.
Okay. Well, I guess we'll find out.
Yep, we will. Anyway, recommend here. I recommend $25. Certainly, if it's on sale for 20 or less, you should pick it up and bring a friend. It's a good time.
Radio Run says Audica is the better shooter than Zero Caliber. It's a different type of shooter, but cool.
You know what I think is a better shooter than Audica, Roots? And I was pretty convinced of it just before the show today.
Yeah. It kind of segues
Pistol Whip 2089. Now, admittedly, this was the last on my list of 4 games that I got to, and I did not finish this campaign. I started this campaign, but I was immensely impressed with what I played on it.
You made the mistake of not doing easy, right?
Well, I played normal.
I said, you know what? I want to finish this before the show. I'm doing it on easy. And I'll tell you what,
Wes, my style, bro.
Well, but it's just a story. What was kind of my first thing that I realized, that wasn't immediate. But there was a point, especially in the beginning, where I was like, my Lord, dude, like my legs were burning again. It was like all over again. I was like, holy shit, my legs are going to be hurting later. Because there's a lot of ducking and juking and driving. But the number one thing that impressed me about this, Wes, and I hope other developers can take from this, even if it's just in a comic book form of a movie or something. I don't know, man. Those cutscenes in the window, the comic book, the 3D, it looked so good and so amazing. I was like, man, I wish every game looked that way. It was just really good, right?
Yeah, man, I've seen multiple different variations of graphical novels being brought to life in VR, and 100% of the time, it has been absolutely amazing. Every time somebody does something with it, they do a great job with it. And I want to know where these comic book industry people are. Why is their head so firmly up their ass? The first one that figures this out and brings real periodic storytelling to this format, they're going to make some money, bro, because I will pay $3 an issue for these things all day long, and they could be 10 minutes long, right? They don't have to be long, just like reading a comic book. But you don't have to read, right? The thing's narrated and it's animated, but only kind of half animated because it's just cool the way they did it. in Pistol Whip 2089, especially with the 3D layered graphics. It was really just awesome looking.
It just looked good, and the story was cool. The gameplay was cool. I don't know if you got to the point where your gun didn't work and it was more melee. Actually, it was all melee. You just everything was duck and dive. That was the level that my legs were burning. You had to
Man.
duck under everything, and it was cool. You just felt like a badass. I felt like I wish they'd done that before. It was completely different. Gameplay, and then you had the gun, the 4 round burst. That was cool as well. You know.
Yeah, and the music is absolutely spectacular in this episode. Like, uh, it was a detriment to the gameplay for me because literally, I mean, it's not easy, right? Well, I mean, maybe it is if you're on easy, but like when you put it on normal, it's very difficult. It's like playing pistol whip. I mean, it's no different. Um, so it's in your best interest to blast people away as soon as you see them so that you don't have to dodge bullets from them. But what I found myself doing over and over and over again is getting into the music so much that I'm dancing and wanting to pull the trigger on beat. And doing that makes you hesitate. It gives the enemy a chance to get shots off at you, and it puts you at a disadvantage.
Yeah, you can't do that, Wes, man. You know what? Another thing that I don't know if this is the first one, the same or not. I never noticed it before, but man, when those bullets were going by my head, I could almost feel them, like the whoosh, like you could hear it. It was like you could feel and almost feel them zip by. You could hear them. It was really cool.
Yeah, ET2K9 now says, Wes, very true. There's some good shorts like that on Quill. There's one on SideQuest too that I really enjoyed, even though it's only like 30 seconds long or something. It's really cool. Uh, it's free, so I would recommend it if I could remember what it was called.
Absolutely. Well, I'll tell you what, these ones, like I said, the way that these cutscenes were done were looked so good, and that they were so 3D that I was just one of my favorite things about it.
Yeah,
I
it was the
couldn't believe,
highlight of the experience, wasn't it?
yeah, I couldn't believe how good it looked. And then just the story was cool. The ending I think was cool when you get to the end. That the actual getting to fight a boss was cool. Everything about it blew me away. I thank Mash Daddy for picking it up for me for sure.
So here's the thing, right? Well, we've talked about how good Pistol Whip is before and how they could improve it and this and that and the other thing. And then we've talked about the other rhythm games, right? We've talked about Audica and Beat Saber and Synth Riders, and we've pretty much said the same thing about all of them. Beat Saber is good because it has a campaign.
Hmm.
Audica is much better because it added in a campaign, and Synth Riders would be better if it had a campaign. So now here's Pistol Whip, and they've added in a campaign, and the gameplay is Pistol Whip. It's Pistol Whip gameplay, identical 1-to-1 Pistol Whip gameplay. But it's so much better now because there's a campaign, because there's a story, because there's a reason that you're doing what you're doing. It's, to me, way more entertaining, even though, it still hurts to play because, again, it is still Pistol Whip. I kind of feel like this is the way the game should have been from the very beginning. Every level should have been part of a campaign. Am I wrong?
Yeah, well, I mean, the thing is, the beauty of it now, Wes, is like when you got into that screen where you saw it, there was empty slots, right? So it's episodic. It looks like they're gonna bring more comic book things to the table. So we're gonna get more levels, more story. This whole thing is about this guy that's being picked to, I guess, to take over the world. I don't know what the hell they're exactly trying to use him for, but he's like the perfect human to merge between human and robot. And he's like, he doesn't want to, man. He literally even told the robots, Wes, their biggest mistake was keeping him alive. He just
Elon Musk.
Yeah, that's right, man. This is you're playing as Elon Musk in the year 2089. Been brought
Yeah,
out
I
of
bet the
cryogenic.
Cybertrucks are still around in 2089.
Probably. So I like the way
Anyway,
this game's designed more to do more pistol whipping than any levels I've ever played. I did more pistol whipping in this game than I've ever done, which is cool. especially the whole level where that's all you're doing is dodging and pistol whipping people. Just pretty,
Yeah, you have no choice, right? That's the only way you can defend yourself.
yeah. So I thought it was pretty
But
cool.
even in that, I was dancing. I was trying to like dance to the beat, and it works for a little while. But then you get halfway through the thing, and then they stack the enemies on you, and they shoot before they even enter the thing. Like, so I mean, you're kind of screwed. Even if you had your gun, you'd be screwed.
I,
But if you're dancing to the rhythm, I mean, you're not going to dodge it.
I think you just want to dance in your heart, Wes. I think
Who
that's what
doesn't
the
want to dance in
yeah,
their
that's
heart?
right. 2021 is the year of dancing, so you pretty much just dance it away.
Dancing the night
Yeah.
away.
Right.
Anyway, yeah, my verdict is I absolutely love 2089. I feel like this is what Pistol Whip should have been all along. And I think that they could infinitely put these out as paid DLC and people are going to buy them.
Yeah, I agree. I think they will, especially since we got to see how good this one is, and Paradise Decay just came into the door. He's in the house, bro.
Hello, PD. How's it going, brother? Good morning. Good morning.
Did you get to the gun, this gun here, the 4 round burst?
No, I did not. The pistol whipping round was the last one I played.
It's cool because you can just squeeze it and drag it along, and it'll just hit multiple targets. It's definitely different than that. This gun is way cooler than the first
Does
one.
the track, the music match up with that kind of rapid fire rhythm?
I don't pay attention to the track, bro.
You get more points for doing it that way, bro.
Well, yeah, I'm not trying to score the leaderboard. My goal was finish the level and not die. And I did a good job. I think I died once. So
Well, good for you, brother.
yeah.
Putting it on easy. And did you mess with any of the map modifiers,
I
or
did
did you
not.
just have
I would
one
love
pistol?
I would love to do 2 pistols. I'm like Tiffany. I love to have 2 guns. It just, even if it's not as many points, it feels more fun, to
Yeah, I've always been good with the one gun, but to be honest, 2089 was the first time I've ever kind of felt like I wouldn't mind having two here.
yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on. A lot of people.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
What do you think about the new enemy models? Like, I mean, again, it's pistol whip gameplay, but these are not the same enemies.
Yeah, I think that was cool, the turrets and everything else. I was just thinking that would be cool, just because we've been playing so many procedurally generated games. Why couldn't they have the level be procedurally generated? So the enemies are different, coming from different areas, or the pillars are in different places. The walkway's different. We'd add replayability, right?
Well, I got to imagine, if everybody played it the way you did and didn't try to play to the rhythm, that would be viable. But the game is structured around everything happening on beat. The enemies coming out on beat, you shooting them on beat, and the point system is built around that. And if it were procedurally generated, I mean, it would be damn near impossible to pull something like that off.
Well, you could have 2 modes, but I see what you're saying. It's kind of like Alex back in the day saying Audica, he didn't like it because he had to learn some of the notes. Well, that's a
Right.
rhythm game, dude. You're not just going to go in there and have it on a silver platter. You're going to learn a little bit.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, same thing to be said for any kind of like timing based platformer or anything, right? You gotta play it and learn it. Crashland, you gotta play it and learn it, right?
Yeah, absolutely. You really got to play it and learn to that one.
Hack, joining the chat. What's up, brother?
I want to know, after your wife plays like several rounds, has got a good feel of that game. You need to tell me what her thoughts are.
PD in the chat says, did you mention Pistol Whip Team is working on a new single player campaign similar to this one because it did so well? I did not. I did not know that. What I did know, and what I do know, is that they're getting ready to announce something. I didn't know what it was. It probably is exactly what you're mentioning here, PD. They're probably getting ready to announce their next campaign.
Yeah. Well, like I said, they've got those empty slots, so why not?
You know who else has an empty slot, Roots?
My mom.
Oh, she'll feel it too.
Absolutely, she will. Anyway, highly recommend it. It's a free DLC. Now that was surprising, Roots. Even without playing it, I fully expected this to be a paid DLC. They've given so many free levels over the last year. They even gave that Heartbreaker trilogy on top of the regular levels. I fully expected this to be paid DLC, but at the end of the day, it wasn't. Were you surprised as I was?
Yeah, it was. Actually, I was thinking about that today. And what are your thoughts? Would you be surprised if it was also free the next time? Because I would be utterly shocked.
Literally everybody in the space were saying, man, you should have charged for this one. Like any review you watch from it, that we're all saying the same thing. Like, this is worth $5 easy, right?
Yeah.
So like they know that now. I mean, if they give the next one away, then they're just trying to be charitable and philanthropic, right? Because they know everybody wants it, everybody's willing to pay for it, or at least most of us are. So, yeah, I think they're just overly nice guys if they give the next one away.
Well, and the bottom line is they know the numbers of how many games copies they sold, right? Multiply that by 5, and it's weird, Wes, because a lot of these companies or developers will either go cheap or too expensive, like a $20 expansion or a DLC, or it's free. Why not just charge $5? $5 is a drop in the bucket. People throw that around all the time, and it adds up for you, and people feel like they got a deal, right?
Yeah, yeah. And, it's a different mentality when you're talking about DLC. Now, a lot of people will be put off by a title that costs $5 or, anything less than $10. People kind of like, I skip over most of that stuff. Like on Steam, if something doesn't cost $10, I don't even look at it most of the time. But if we're talking about DLC, it's a different story, right? Everybody knows Pistol Whip. Everybody knows it's a proven commodity. So yeah, I think a $5 price tag would be like selling Girl Scout cookies. Everybody's going to want one.
Yeah, who doesn't love Girl Scout cookies?
It just depends on what kind you're getting, Roots. What kind do you like?
Oh, the ones with peanut butter, bro. Those are the only ones that matter.
I'm all about the caramel delights, bro.
Oh, those are good. Those are good, man. I just some people like the peppermint ones. They're okay, or the mint ones.
Yeah, yeah, the mint thins. Yeah, that's not my style. Although I do like peppermint candy. It's got to be caramel delights when it comes to the Girl Scout cookies.
Yeah, well, they've gotten so expensive, I stopped buying them. But that's the thing too. Like,
Hey, dude, free money, free money. They're just giving thousands of dollars away. You can afford Girl Scout cookies.
oh yeah, yeah. They're definitely. But what are they? Who are they giving thousands of dollars away? Not to me. I'm not.
But dude, check your bank account.
Oh,
I guarantee you're going to get it too.
No.
Everybody.
No.
Got mine today.
Did you?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Check your bank account, bro.
I
better get your Quest now, folks. If you're wanting a Quest, better get it now because they ain't going to be around in a month.
I haven't gotten one the whole time. I don't expect to get one now. So.
Do you file income taxes?
Yeah, but it's independent contractor, so I don't know if it's under something different or not. But
Don't matter. No, I mean, you just have to go claim it. If you haven't gotten anything back yet from any of these, then you have a lot of money owed to you. You should look into it.
yeah.
Seriously, you should look into it. It's every American, even like children, dude. Like they don't work. You know what I mean? They're even getting it.
You know what I did find that this time, Wes, that people are complaining. This is completely non-game related. That it's not set up in such a way that bill collectors, if you owe debt, bill collectors are swooping in to grab that money. I guess they're allowed to this time. Look into that as well. Not that that would be my case, but I'm just saying I thought that was like, whoa, like they're used to not do that.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I can't really speak on that, but that's the first I've heard of it.
Yeah, no, I just read something on it recently, so that was crazy.
But anyway, I would definitely look into it if I were you. You could have your y'all, brother.
That's
you could
true.
have your y'all.
That's
legit.
True.
You could have it.
And Traveling Man says, get the 256 one. And I agree. I bought the 64 gig one, last week? That's all they had. And I filled up half of it with like, I don't know, 7 games, 8 games or something. I don't know, ridiculous. And so I ended up taking it back and getting the 256er when it was available. So.
Hack the Game Cat says, yeah, Roots, I didn't get my last ones either, but then I filed taxes. Now I'm getting like $2,200.
Oh, nice.
So y'all, bro.
Yeah.
Anyway, enough of the free money. People spend it now. It's not going to be worth crap in 5 years. So you better spend it now while you got it.
I say 5 is advanced. We'll see.
We will see.
Yeah.
Ray Delator joining chat. Hello, friend. Welcome. We're just about to talk about our final game, and we're going to go over this one fairly quickly because it's a game we've covered before. It's a game we talked about on Sunday, and it's a game that I released the gameplay of this week. 1976 Back to Midway, and I don't want to re-review this game. I just want to really quickly talk about how it translates to the Oculus Quest. And if you watch my video, you know that they did a pretty damn good job getting this on Quest, didn't they?
Yeah, no, couldn't see any difference. I thought the 3D really popped. It looked amazing. Gameplay was fun. You couldn't have told me there was any difference. So
yeah, I noticed differences in the menu area. This area that you're in right here on the video. If you look around at like the flux capacitor and stuff, all those little dials on those machines have lower resolution textures.
Oh, I never looked at those.
But if you go into the game itself, I mean, it's pretty indistinguishable, and it plays 1-to-1 like the PC version.
Yeah, it's an amazing game. Definitely worth picking up, in my opinion. Is that what, $20?
$14.99, sir.
Oh.
On Oculus App Lab, and I don't think I've got it in the description right now, but I'll definitely be adding it in there. So if you're watching this show after the fact, scroll down to the description if you're interested in buying this, and it'll send you to the Oculus Quest App Lab page. If you're watching now and you're saying, damn it, I want that link, you can go back to our previous episode or my gameplay, and it's already in the description there. So not hard to find.
Yeah, absolutely.
Anyway, dedicated leaderboards for this one, Roots. I think they said that there was some kind of deal with the Oculus backend service that they couldn't make it a cross-platform leaderboard. So when you're playing this, you're playing 1-to-1 with the Quest players.
Okay. So it's 1-to-1, but not everybody else?
Not everybody else. So you don't have to worry about your enemies out there, your jerk enemies that happen to be at the top of the leaderboard. You have all new people.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, it's a whole different crowd, right? Which one did you use? Did you use the best of both worlds?
No, dude, I go straight joystick with it.
Yeah, me too.
Classic stick in the hand, Roots. You know who loves a stick in the hand?
My mom.
Oh, she does.
Anyway, no, man, I really felt it was pretty much indistinguishable. Now there was a big difference that I felt in the gameplay, and it was basically due to the fact that my PC playing is so upgraded now. I'd forgotten what it was like to play the with the stripped down bare bones plane. Like that was kind of difficult for me to get used to. Because I can just blow everything away now with all my upgrades.
You had to go back in time, huh? With a flux
capacitor. Yeah, literally went back in time with it. Another thing that I think might have been different, and I'm not sure, but when you go into the immersion zones, and there's certain ones where you have a turret gun, right? Like a machine gun that you're shooting down the planes with, that you can turn. The controls were inverted on the Quest version, and I struggled with that. Maybe they were like that on the PC version. I don't remember it, but I don't recall ever struggling with it before, but I kind of had a little trouble with it on Quest.
I didn't notice that, but I don't know if I got to that point or not.
Yeah. I played through the first wing, up until the point the thing that you unlock by getting stars, like the first little barrier. I played up until that,
Oh yeah,
just as a demonstration.
yeah, I think I did as well, but I can't remember. No.
Anyway, highly recommend this title. Just like before, indistinguishable, like I said, for the most part from the PC version. So if these top-down shooters are something you enjoy, and if these,
Old school.
if thinking about 1943, the game makes you nostalgic, then you're gonna want to pick this up. It's not much money. It's what, 50 levels or something like that.
Yeah, several hours of gameplay for $15. Definitely worth the price of admission. All day, and the
Yep.
gameplay is amazing. It's we're like we've said before, they definitely found their niche as far as what they do well. Just bring old school
Yep.
games into VR.
Yeah, 100%. And again, more coming from Ivanovich to App Lab, specifically touring carts and my favorite, Operation Warcade. So
Oh god, you
stay
got
tuned for those, friends.
who doesn't love Operation Warcade? Seeing all those little soldiers running around, dude, that's so much fun. Such a good game.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Anyway, I think that's going to wrap up our game talk for the week. 4 games, 4 awesome experiences, 4 recommends. Am I wrong?
No, I definitely recommend all three. Absolutely, all day.
All day, son.
Yep.
And now we're going to get into our topic. And our topic kind of just dropped into our lap today. I was just going to do the 4 games. I feel like 4 games is enough to do an episode. And, look at the clock. That's bearing it out.
Mhm.
But we had a topic kind of just fall into our lap right now. And it was such a cool thing that I didn't want to wait till Sunday to report it. So the Sony Play at Home initiative is continuing on through 2021, and what this was a program that started up last year by Sony, where they want to help people. People are quarantined. People have to stay home. They want to give people something to do to encourage them to stay home and something to do while they're being forced to stay home. So they're giving away games. And they gave away a few games last year. They gave away Ratchet and Clank, which is a great game. They gave it away last month, and you can still pick it up for a few more days. So be sure you grabbed it if you haven't. These games are free for everyone. You do not have to be subscribed to the PlayStation Network. So all you have to do is have a Sony account. So what I would tell any of you right now, off the top, if there's any possibility that you're going to get a PlayStation, whether it be 4 or 5, at some point in the future, you need to create your account now. Get on here and claim these games because they're giving away some bangers for free. And I'm going to go ahead and bring the list up here because I'm going to read off the flat games before we get to the VR games. And it's funny, Roots, because we often criticize Sony for not giving away enough PlayStation VR games with PlayStation Plus. They do it like once a year. They'll give away a PlayStation VR game. And it just so happens that this month is that month out of the year that they're doing it. They're giving away Farpoint with PlayStation Plus, which is one of the best PSVR games ever. And now we've got this Play at Home initiative, and they're giving away some more of the best games ever. It's really funny just how all of a sudden they're willing to give away their VR games.
Yeah, because they got a whole slew of new ones coming.
Yeah, I think that's an accurate assessment, although it might not be tomorrow.
No, well, people need to be patient. Stop being so freaked out.
Just a little patience. Yeah. All right. So Play at Home 2021. So let's start with the flat games, Roots. And I'm seeing right off the top here, Abzu. Now, isn't this one you played in Helix Vision?
This one actually Abzu is, and this was really good. It was from the makers. They did that one that I did with what was that? Journey, right? It's the makers of
Journey. Yeah,
Journey.
this is from the makers of Journey.
Really good game, amazing. Even this game in Helix Vision was fun. It was really cool. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, so no 3D gameplay on PlayStation, unfortunately, at least as of yet. But again, a free game. So what are you going to do?
Yeah.
You're going to not take it?
Free is free, and you never know when you're going to want to play something, but not have to be in the headset. It does happen.
And by the way, these games are all on March 25th, 2021. They start rolling out. So next week, right? Yeah, next week from today, you'll be able to start picking these games up.
Nice.
Enter the Gungeon. Tell us a little bit about that one, Ruuts.
This one actually, I've been wanting to play this one, dude. It's I have it on, a lot of us do, on the Epic Game Store. I think it was one of the games that we got for free. It's a multiplayer game, I believe, and it's top down, where you're looking at. It's kind of like a shooter type of thing. It's one of those games that I think would be pretty fun, kind of old school, right?
Yeah, it's like a gauntlet style dungeon crawler, but instead of like swords and magic, you're using guns.
Oh, Gauntlet style. We were just talking about needing a new Gauntlet game. Maybe this will be it.
Perhaps. I mean, it is free, and it's free on Epic too, or at least it was. So a lot of us already have it.
Yep. Yeah, I've got it in there, and I've thought about playing it several times. So
there you go. Here's your chance.
yep.
Now the flat games start to get interesting as Subnautica is being given away free. Now, a lot of you might well know that Subnautica has VR support, but only on PC. On PlayStation, it does not. Much like The Forest, Subnautica is merely a flat game on PlayStation.
Man, I saw that this was free today, and I thought, man, I need to play this. I think I saw Simplex playing it, or somebody playing it on Steam today. I definitely forget how good this game is, right?
Yeah. Well, I've never played it myself, so I really can't
What?
speak on that.
What? Dude, this is right up your alley, bro.
Yeah, I know. A lot of people say that. I've never tried it.
Yeah. Well, you need to try it, Wes.
That's never mind. Anyway, brings us to our next flat game. This one I'm not familiar with. The Witness. Rich, do you know anything about The Witness?
I don't know too much about it. I thought it looked kind of cool. It looks like a puzzle game of sorts, is what it looked like to me. You got different kind of like if you were doing this in, yeah, it's a puzzle game, right?
Yeah, it says the Witness is a single player game in an open world with dozens of locations to explore and over 500 puzzles. This game respects you as an intelligent player, and it treats your time as precious. There's no filler. Each of those puzzles brings its own new idea into the mix. So this game is full of ideas.
Oh, that sounds like a pretty cool Vorpex game.
Yeah, very well could be. One more flat game, and this one does not launch on the 25th of March. This one's actually going to be made available a little bit later on April 19th. So this one coming next month, but it's the best of the bunch as far as the flat games go, because this is a blockbuster Sony exclusive, Horizon Zero Dawn. Many people may have known this game because it has recently been the subject of many rumors of its receiving a VR version sometime this year. So, yeah, I mean, out of all of these routes, all these flat games, I'd say that this one's probably the most likely one for me to get some playtime.
I almost picked this up on PC because it looks so cool, right? I mean, it just looks different.
Yeah, now you get it on PC, you can try to Vorpex it, right?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna do. Yeah, absolutely. So
I think these games they work in Vortex, but I'm not sure it's true geometry 3D. It might be the other kind of 3D.
Yeah, well, I play things in virtual desktop with no 3D, so any 3D is good.
I agree with that. I don't see what the big complaint is about the other kind. I've had some good experiences with it. So
Yeah, it's a graphic snobs.
Right. It's not
ET
real, bro.
ET2K9 now says The Witness is not easy.
Yeah, it's what's made for intelligent players. That's what it said on the thing. So
Yeah.
that's what I took it for.
Yeah, I'm not going to be playing it, Wes. It's just intelligent.
Let's talk about these VR games, Roots, because they're giving away what, 5 VR games,
Yeah.
and I would legitimately classify them. I mean, these are some of the best VR games ever. I think that they all qualify in that statement. Now, I'm not saying that they're all top 10. Some of them are, though.
Mm-hmm.
But I would say that these are all in the top 50 VR games we've ever played.
And they're
I don't
free.
think that, yeah, I don't think that that's an unreasonable statement at all. And they're free, exactly. So let's start with Thumper, because I feel like Thumper, it came out so long ago and it was ahead of its time. It doesn't get the respect it deserves, in my opinion. This, with the exception of maybe Pistol Whip, this is my favorite rhythm game in VR. And Beat Saber and Audica and Synth Riders all put together, they can't touch this game to me. This game is fun, man. And once you get into the rhythm and learn the button combinations, it's almost hypnotic.
Yeah, this game's only problem now is, like you said, it's been out so long and it's so cheap now. People discount it because they're like, that's only $5, $3, $4, whatever, $6, whatever usually it's on sale for, right? But it's definitely worth picking up. And yeah, it's really good. And now you're going to get it for free in PlayStation VR.
Yeah, yeah. And, I still play this game. Like, if I can't decide what I want to play, generally Thumper's one that I fall back on. Like, I'll play Thumper for a little while.
Yeah.
It's not easy. It's not an easy game by any stretch, even if you're good at rhythm games. This one kind of tries to fool you with the track. And you want a rhythm game with boss fights? Well, here you go. And these bosses are friggin' intimidating, aren't they?
Yeah, absolutely. It's a great game to play. Well, I don't know if they'd let you anymore, but if you were on a plane or somewhere that you are sitting there, and I mean, because you're just using your controller, dude, like it's joystick. You're not doing anything but weird. You're just sitting there playing the game, and super fast paced, super cool.
Yeah, man. You're a space beetle. Who doesn't want to be a space beetle?
Yeah, that was my dream growing up, dude. I want to be a space beetle.
Yeah, look at these bosses, dude, with their tentacles and their evil eyes. It's crazy.
This is one of those ones you get in kind of in a trance too, with the right, because it's going so fast and things. It's back and forth, turn and turn and turn, and you don't even realize what you're doing. Just out of
And the
instinct.
music is so rhythmic. It's like almost tribal, right?
Yeah, absolutely. You know what would be cool is if they had a mode that you could just ride the rails, and just
I agree with that.
because
That would be entertaining by itself.
because there's a lot of times I don't want to play. I just want to ride. So
Yeah, if they could like move like, or even they wouldn't even have to remove all of the obstacles, but like if they could remove this, the stuff that like you jump and you still have to grind the rails around curves and stuff, I feel like that would be a fun game just like that.
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, what I read between the lines is Wes says the jumping's a pain in the ass, and I agree.
That's the part that trips you up,
Yeah.
right? That's the part that gets you every time. At least that's my experience with it.
Yep, absolutely. It's cool. It's cool. Free game.
Yeah, free VR game, and
Yeah.
you can play it flat.
Yeah, that's true.
Speaking about awesome VR games, let me see. Okay, I had the order wrong. Good thing I looked. But one of the most immersive games of 2020, really a surprising game, a game that I really wasn't all that interested in when they first revealed it. And then as time went on and I learned more and more about it, I gained enough interest to want to try it. And then after I tried it, I realized that this is one of the best games in VR, and I'm talking about Paper Beast.
Yeah. Yeah, this game is definitely unique, definitely cool. And it's a cool world to go check out, right? There's a lot of stuff going on. a lot of layers. You know, you think you understand what's going on, and you're flinging those paper beasts around, and then there's another bigger one that comes, and I don't know. It was really cool.
Yeah, this is a true alien landscape. There's some very beautiful scenery on it, but at times it's rather sad and desolate, and there are other times even still when it's very threatening and intimidating. Some of the sheer power of the events that take place on this, again, alien planet. Um, it's a pretty, well, like it says there, epic adventure with no words to tell the story whatsoever. It's all visual and behavior based, and it's an environmental puzzler. It's a tinkerer's game, and I highly recommend it for the low price of free.
Yeah, it's perfect for free because it's one of those games that you look at and you're like, I'm not going to spend my money on that. I don't want to spend money. Then you never try it to find out how good it is. Now, this is on Viport Infinity as well, right? If I remember
It is.
correctly.
It absolutely is. That's correct.
Yeah. So, you know, for those of you that are like, shit, man, I don't get to play it free on PC. Well, if you have Viveport Infinity, you absolutely do get to play it. Not necessarily for free, but you've already spent the money, so it feels like it's free. So.
Yeah, I was surprised at how fast the cost of this game came down, and we started seeing it on stuff like Infinity, because I'm not lying. This was legitimately one of the best games that came out last year for PC. It came out in 2019 on PlayStation, but came out last year on PC, and you know, I was kind of surprised. I felt like they were kind of giving it away, and that they went to the discounts too early with it.
Well, I think a lot of people weren't maybe didn't know what it was. They weren't trying it. It did, you know, even we saw the trailer and we're like, I don't know what the hell to think about this, right? Till you get in
It looks
there.
like a sandbox. It looks like the whole thing's a sandbox, but it's not.
It's just visually cool, and it's just everything about it's pretty cool. So especially free, just do it, pick it up.
Yeah, I can agree with that. Anyway, now let's move on to our next title. We're talking about flat games, which actually isn't Paper Beast. Can it be played flat as well? I think
thought
maybe it can.
I thought it could.
Yeah. Well, there's no question that Res Infinite can be played flat as well as in VR. And I mean, I don't know what there is to say about Res that hasn't been said already. If you don't know what this game is, then you haven't been playing VR very long, or video games in general for that long. This is a legendary game whose best version came during the era of virtual reality. It was a game that came out many years ago, and it was a game that came out many years ahead of its time.
Yeah, well, I question your soul if you haven't played this game. I don't know what's wrong with you. Play it. And you know, it's funny because like you said, you can play it flat, but why would you? You know what I mean? It's like you can drink a beer warm as well. Why would you? It's not
No,
gonna be
actually,
as good.
it's funny that you posed that question, because I was asking myself that very same question earlier today, and I was wondering to myself, because look at this, Roots, look at this game. As beautiful as it is in VR, I mean, relative to flat displays, VR headsets are relatively low resolution. So I was kind of wondering what this game might look like if you forego the 3D in lieu of super high def, resolution, which I don't even know if the game supports like a 4K resolution or not, even on PC. But if it did, I mean, it might be worth checking out flat.
Maybe it's worth checking out, but you're not gonna get on the PlayStation version, that clarity version. Maybe PlayStation 5, I guess, maybe, right?
Yeah, and I'm kind of hoping that they continue on with what I mean hoping. I reported it a month ago. There's going to be a sequel, right? There's going to be a sequel to Res.
Yeah. Yeah, it's coming.
Yeah, it's coming. And it's probably going to be a PlayStation VR 2 title. They actually alluded to making it. If you remember, this was even before the PlayStation VR 2 news, right before it. That they were working on VR for next gen consoles, and the game was going to be a sequel to Area X. Area X was the prelude to the new game.
Oh, nice.
So that's something to be excited for there.
Absolutely.
So if you haven't played this and you want to know what all the fuss is about, guess what? You can, for free, pick it up.
Yep. Yeah, and if you haven't played it on PC, it's not that much, right? It's pretty cheap.
Yeah, it goes on sale sometimes. I mean, it's normally like $25, but it goes on sales more often on PC than on PlayStation. We'll just say that.
Cool.
All right, last two games. Certainly arguable that these both are in the top 10 VR games, period, right?
Yeah, absolutely. They're both unique, both platformers, both completely different than from each other, right? In my opinion.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, they're both platformers, but one is an action platformer and the other one is a puzzle platformer. Although there is some action in there as well. But let's talk about Moss first. This is one of the most well-known titles in VR, and this is encouraging to me, Roots, because I was starting to feel like Moss was getting into that boat that Superhot's in, where if people just keep buying it, they're never going to release the second book, right? So the fact that they're willing to give this away now, I think, is a good sign for us who have been waiting for years now on Moss Book 2.
Yeah, I want Moss number 2, damn it. I want to know what happens. I want to know what the next enemy is. First one was cool. I hope they change up a lot. You know, one of the things that bummed me out about this part right there that they just showed, it's like I wanted to explore that little city, you know, and it just like it was cool. You could walk through it and look at it, but you couldn't interact with anything. That was kind of a bummer.
Yeah. Yeah, they did say that the newer version of Moss, the sequel, book 2, they haven't given a lot of information on it. But one of the things that they did say is that it's going to have more of an open world structure to it. So I'm sure you'll find that to be good news.
That is good news.
I agree. Some of the most beautiful environments I've seen in VR. Absolutely world-class storytelling. I don't know if there is better storytelling in any VR game than there is in this one. And yeah, I mean, fun physical puzzlers as well, right? I mean, there's a lot of light puzzles, a lot of block moving, that sort of thing.
$30. You're getting a $30 game
$30 for free. Yeah, man, it's amazing. I still can't believe it.
All you got to do is be locked up in your house and not be allowed to leave. That's it.
You know what it was, Roots? Last week they heard me criticizing them for not supporting cross-buy, and they started to feel like maybe they needed to prove that they weren't as greedy as I was making them out to be.
Well, now they need to support cross-buy because I want to play it on my Quest, but I refuse to buy it. Or they can just send us a key so we can check it out and talk about it.
Yeah, bro. They could do that. They certainly could do that.
Yeah.
Anyway, Moss, absolutely free on PlayStation VR, a must-own title, even if it weren't free. But since it is, I mean, what are you going to do?
Got to pick it up.
That's right. And last but not least, Roots, I would say, and still the best platformer in VR, period, the best platformer in the world outside of Mario, is Astrobot Rescue Mission. This is a Sony exclusive. It's a game that's synonymous with PlayStation VR. If people are talking PSVR, they know what Astrobot is. And it's going to continue to be a mascot for the Sony brand for many years to come in the future, which I think is a really cool thing. And it really speaks to the success of a VR game. And again, as awesome as 6 million headsets are inside the VR bubble, that's really chump change, you know, in the world of traditional gaming. So the fact that this, you know, mainly VR mascots being adopted by the traditional wing of Sony gaming, I think speaks a lot about the quality of the character and the quality of the game that he was featured in.
How many people do you think have played through the PlayStation 5 free version on there, right?
I know 2 in my house.
Yes.
in 2.5 because I'm halfway through it myself.
It's pretty good, right?
That controller makes it, dude. That controller makes that experience into something amazing. I mean, it would have been a very good platformer to begin with, but the fact that it has full dual sense support that uses the updated haptics and uses the adaptive triggers, it's amazing. It's absolutely amazing.
So what I guess I'm asking is if people are like aren't into VR, they've got PlayStation 5, they play through that version of it, they really enjoy it, and like if it's that good, is it that good to where maybe they play it that version and then they find out down the road another version of that is coming out for the PlayStation VR and they're like, shit, dude, I'm getting it because they've already played through that flat version, right? It's kind of a good way of introducing flatties to this character, right? To this world, so that maybe they can get into the future VR world.
Well, yeah, well, it's certainly going to be an experience that they'll never forget, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
But blows me away that it's free. Like, I mean, we've seen it get cheap. We've seen it get as low as like $8 and $10. But the fact that they're giving this one away for free, I think it goes to show that Sony's, they're serious about their initiative here, right? They want people to stay home, and they're just, let's be honest. They've neglected the PlayStation VR community for so long at this point. It kind of feels like that they're, it feels like Daddy's been gone for 2 months and now he wants to take us for a milkshake every day, right?
Yeah. Well, what about when you don't want a milkshake anymore? Want some meat, Daddy? Oh, that
some meat.
Bad.
They want to shoot me in the mouth with a steak, Ruuts.
You know who else wants some meat and to be shot in the mouth with a steak?
My mom.
Oh yeah.
Anyway, this is an amazing game, and again, it's so amazing that those of you out there who are saying, I'll get PSVR 2 when it comes out. I've never had a PlayStation VR, but I'm going to get a PlayStation VR 2 when it comes out. I think you should all go right now, register on the Sony website, and claim these games. It's free. There's like hundreds and hundreds of dollars worth of games here for free. Go get it.
Yeah, just like treat it like the Epic Game Store. You're just collecting the free game. You may never play it, but if you do get that PlayStation VR, guess what? You're going to be happy you did. So.
Right. Yeah, do you think Sign's going to go through with it? He's going to manage to swallow it down and.
He already did.
Oh, did he?
No, I don't know. He may have. Probably
That's
not.
That's probably was that, right?
That's what I would do. I have a PlayStation VR account. I don't have a PlayStation, but I'm planning on going and getting these games if I don't have it on already. So,
well, there you go. You don't have long to wait. These deals start again 1 week from today. Don't miss it. And by the way, I mean, all you got to do is tune into the Virtual Strangers. We're going to remind people, we're going to shout it from the rooftops like we do every killer deal that we come across, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, Techno says he's going to grab those games.
Well, why not, dude? It's free. It's worth your email and your 5 minutes, right?
Yeah. Well, and chances are a lot of people already have an account. I know I do. So.
Yeah, I'm going to go on all of my kids' accounts. My kids all have accounts. Everybody's going to own all these games because why shouldn't I, right?
Yeah. No, you never know. You got multiple PlayStation VRs. One kid could be playing this and one kid could be playing that, right?
Yeah. And then, I mean, one day, it stays in your library forever. So, like, why not?
Yeah.
Start building their adult library when they're children.
That's true. That's very true.
When I was your age, Sonny, they gave VR games away for free.
Oh, you used your hands? It's a
and
baby's
it weren't no chump tech demo either. It was the best games in VR, 100% free.
Yeah.
Okay, Grandpa, we know.
Yeah, and they'd say a tech demo would be anything with use your hands.
Yeah. Anyway, I think it's going to wrap us up here. want to thank you guys for hanging out into the wee hours of the morning. Again, please and thank you. Please help us to support our channel by clicking the stuff. Click the red one, click the bell, click the thumbs like this. Don't click these ones. And for the love of God, save us from the algorithm. Roots, there's only one way they can fight the algorithm. Tell them how they can do that.
You need a comment. Just throw a comment in there. Comment. I've been trying to comment on the comments, and it's been working out pretty good.
Yeah, I have as well, but it's been just enough to keep that beast, the algorithm beast, at bay. But he never stops, Roots. He never sleeps. He's coming. He's knocking at the door 24 hours a day. We need more clicks. We need more comments. We're counting on you.
And like Wes always says, if you're here, you should be doing that anyway already. You should have already clicked them.
What's your finger hurting, bro? Come on, man.
What's wrong with you?
Anyway, yeah, so click the stuff, support the channel, subscribe, make sure you get the bell, make sure you scroll down to the description, hit those links up, especially if you want to see me stream Flow Weaver this next week. Again, the first part will be recorded on this channel, then we'll move over to the Weasel channel and we will stream it live. We're going to do it live.
I heard that there's a party going on at the Weasel channel, man. So make sure you show up.
That's right. There's a party going on there every night, bro.
That's right.
Anyway, oh yeah, maybe this wasn't enough VR talk for you, right? Maybe you're upset because you want it to keep going. Well, it don't stop, friends. We go all night, son, on the Virtual Strangers Discord. All you got to do, scroll down there to that invitation, click on it, and you're in. Now, we might have to jump you in, but you can take it. You can take it. We know it. You can take it. And then you're in, right? Then you'll be home.
Yep.
Come home.
Yeah, come on home. Everybody knows your name, right?
Where everybody knows your name. You want to be where everybody knows your name. You know who? You know whose name everybody knows, Roots?
My mom.
I don't know if that's good or not.
Oh no. Anyway, with that said, friends, we would like to thank you once again for watching, and for Roots, I'm Wes. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Take it easy.